What's up, man? It's the Bronco, the Frog, coming at you with another reaction video. Them Tottenham cock boys, man. Hey, this is recorded before the game tomorrow. I'm gonna show you the Premier League standings as it is right now. This is Friday as we're recording this. They are in this relegation zone. If they lose again, they play tomorrow. They play Brighton Hove Albion. If them boys lose again, man, who West Ham play? They playing Crystal Palace on Monday, so it's a good minute. So if Tottenham lose, oh my gosh. Nottingham Forest is in the zone too. Let me see who Nottingham Forest playing. Nottingham Forest is okay. Them boys putting in work in the Europa League. You know what I'm saying? Porto unfortunately got a red card 8 minutes in. Let me type in schedule. Nottingham Forest, they playing Burnley, isn't that? What position Burnley? Burnley is relegated. Hey, Tottenham, if y'all lose, man, I ain't gonna know what to say. Shout out Pitch Profit for making this video. Go subscribe to him. Get them to 10,000 subscribers. What relegation could really mean for them Tottenham cock boys. I love seeing them memes of everybody walking around in the stadium like, ooh, this is nice. Y'all know what memes I'm talking about? This is the first modern example of a super big club getting relegated to the league below. The last time this happened was what? A big club getting relegated? Was it Juve when them boys got relegated because of the fines and whatnot in the thousands? Was that in the thousands or was that early 2010s? I don't know, but yeah, there's gonna be some NFL games in 2006. Was that the most recent time a big club got relegated? Somebody let me know if that's true. But yeah, this gonna be history. First time in 20 years, man. And then the North London Derby. North London Derby not even finna be kicking for a year, man. Not necessarily. What's the last big team that got relegated? He say some big La Liga team. Boy, bro, them niggas is not big, bro. The only big La Liga team is Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid. Stop trying to be fake woke. Let's see what goes on.
Spent £1 billion building a stadium so good it would never need the championship. A stadium designed for the Premier League, for the NFL, for Beyonce, for Formula One. Yeah. A stadium built on one assumption, that the football club inside it would always be
number one best. Y'all remember I made a video on TikTok ranking all the stadiums. I got Tottenham Hotspur Stadium at number one. I'm not talking about history and tradition and this and that. I'm talking about just like per class architecture. Tottenham Hotspur, numero uno.
Built on one assumption, that the football club inside it would always be good enough to fill it. But as of March 2026, they sit 1 point above the relegation zone. They just lost at home to Nottingham Forest. And the question that English football has never had to answer in 34 years is now sitting right in front of us. What actually happens if a Big Six club goes down? And not the tactics, not the manager.
I feel like, bro, off principle, you gotta kick Tottenham out of the Big Six and let Newcastle or Aston Villa replace them niggas. You gotta do something, fool. Just off the principle, cause then now they making the Premier League look bad. The Big Six club out here getting relegated. Now you're making the whole league look bad. Now it's just Big Five. I respect it. Yeah, ain't no more Big Six. It's only Big Five. Okay, I like that.
Mathematics.
I like that.
And by the time we are done, you are going to understand the situation at a level that most football supporters simply do not. Today, we are going to the edge of the unthinkable. Because for Spurs right now, the unthinkable just became very thinkable. Let's start with the number that hits first, and it hits hard. In the 2024-25 season, the Premier League distributed roughly £2.8 billion across 20 clubs. Every club gets a base payment of around £110 million just for being in the league. Tottenham, as a Big Six club, are one of the most televised teams in England. Their games sell globally. Spurs earned approximately £175 to £200 million in total Premier League distributions last season. Now, here is the number that should make you stop. The entire championship broadcast deal, not Tottenham's share, all 24 clubs, is worth $119 million. That is less than what Tottenham alone were receiving in the top flight.
Dead ass serious. If I'm Tottenham, bro, I'm letting them boys know right now, like I'm negotiating some TV deal right to some. I'm like, fool, we is finna be the ones. Look. If I'm the American businessman side of me, I'm talking to the EFL organizers and whatnot, and I'm telling them boys, hey man, we Tottenham Hotspurs. Do you realize how many eyes we finna bring to the EFL Championship? Everybody, we finna bring in the whole world, our Premier League, whole world viewership. The whole world is gonna want to know how will Tottenham fare in the EFL Championship. Them boys finna be like, bro, we finna bring so much eyes to the league. On my mama, if y'all don't renegotiate this damn contract deal, if we don't get this much money, if we don't get the lion's share of all of this money, we goddamn succeeding. My mama, we boycotting. Hey, I pull something like that, boy.
Relegated Spurs season costs them more in lost broadcast income than Burnley's entire annual revenue. But that is just the first wave. The real damage comes from what it triggers next. Here is what I need you to understand before we go any further. Most fans see a relegation and think, bad season, come back up, problem solved. That model works for normal clubs.
Now, I heard
it does
this
not
theory
work for a
on
club
Twitter.
whose entire financial architecture was designed around one specific competition.
Yeah.
Tottenham's commercial operation is enormous. Their shirt sponsor, their kit manufacturer, their stadium naming rights negotiations, their global partnership deals, everything from AIA as their main sponsor to
What
their
is
NFL
AIA?
partnership at that stadium. These are not side income. These are deals worth tens of millions annually, and almost all of them have one thing written into the small print that nobody talks about. Relegation clauses. Clauses that allow commercial partners to renegotiate or walk away entirely the moment Spurs are no longer in the Premier League. Because here is the truth about what those partners actually bought. They did not buy the badge. They bought access to a Premier League audience.
Okay.
5 million people.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that Tottenham getting relegated to the championship is gonna have no bearing on the NFL deal. The NFL is just looking for a proper stadium to play in. It don't matter what club you are, this or that. If you got a state-of-the-art class stadium, especially in the center of a epicity like London, like bro, they go do it. So them boys going to the championship, they better be lucky that the NFL deal is still there, because that's gonna be one of their primary sources of income right there. Hell, they might host even more NFL games and make money. My mom.
On a Sunday afternoon. Broadcast reach across 188 countries. A Spurs versus Arsenal match is a global commercial event. A Spurs versus Sheffield United in the championship is not. Tottenham's commercial revenue has been in the region of 150 to 180 million pounds per year. Relegation puts 20 to 40% of that directly at risk. That is up to 72 million pounds. Gone. Before a single championship game has been played.
And then not to mention, they whole team is finna leave too, because all they good players have relegation clauses in their contract. And I also seen another video, or was it a tweet, that was explaining the players don't even care to fucking win, because the players is not gonna be there next year. They finna get plucked by the Big Six leagues like Van de Ven. Man, you think Van de Ven cares if they get relegated or not? His ass is finna be freed from the shackles of Tottenham and get plucked by a Big Six club.
And then the squad starts making its own decisions. And this is where it gets really ugly. Here is a bold claim. The squad that would supposedly mount an immediate promotion charge back to the Premier League. It will not exist in any recognizable form by the time preseason begins. Across the Premier League, relegation release clauses in player contracts are standard practice. A player on £120,000, £150,000, £200,000 a week will often have a clause that allows them to leave for a fraction of their market value if the club goes down. And it means that the moment relegation is confirmed, the most valuable players in your squad are not your assets anymore. They are everyone else's opportunity. These analysts estimate a relegated Big Six club loses between 6 and 10 first-team players in a single summer, some for free, some for cut price fees that would have been unthinkable 6 months earlier.
Tottenham, I pray for your own sake that you boys do not get relegated, because like I said, this is something we haven't seen for over 20 years, fool. This is not gonna be pretty.
Think about what that actually means for Spurs. Every player in that squad right now, even in this inconsistent, difficult season, has market value. The moment relegation is confirmed, that value transfers from the club to the player. Interested clubs call the agent calls the player, and Spurs go from selling on their terms to selling on everybody else's terms, or not selling at all and just losing them. And then there is the manager. Igor Tudor is interim right now. But whoever Spurs appoint going forward, if they stay up and rebuild, that contract carries a relegation clause too. But here is where the maths gets really uncomfortable. Is because
you say son left before the ship sank. Now, I think the ship sank because motherfuckers, like I seen somebody say Larry Lane dodged a bullet too. If Larry and Son was still on the team, they wouldn't be getting relegated right now.
If there is a safety net, there is not. Parachute payments. This is where a lot of fans breathe out and say, it is fine, they will get the parachute money. Let me show you why that logic does not work at this scale. When a club drops
parachute
from the
money,
Premier
what do you
League,
say? Hold on, what do you say?
this is because just when you think there is a safety net, there is not.
Net.
Parachute payments.
Parachute
this is where a lot of fans breathe out and say, it is fine, they will get the parachute money. Let me show you why that logic does not work at this scale. When a club drops from the Premier League, the league does not abandon them completely. Relegated clubs receive approximately £45 million in year 1, around £40 million in year 2, roughly £15 million in year 3 if they have not returned. Over 3 championship seasons, that totals around £100 million. Now, hold that number next to this one. If Tottenham were receiving over £175 million annually in Premier League distributions alone, before commercial income, before matchday revenue, just the broadcast and merit payments, £175 million a year, down to a £45 million parachute. A £45 million parachute payment to a club that was earning $175.
Yeah, that ain't nothing. I see what they're saying. It'll work for little clubs because they gonna need that. But Tottenham is so big, they already making 4 times, 5 times that amount. You feel me? So that ain't gonna be doing nothing.
It is a band-aid on a broken leg. The debt is still £851 million. The interest payments are still £30 million a year. The 877 full-time employees still need paying. The 62,000-seat stadium costs the same to run, whether you are playing Arsenal or Luton. None of that pauses. None of it cares what division you are in. Because the damage from a Spurs relegation does not stop at Tottenham. It does not even stop at the championship. This is the part of the story that nobody is telling. The Premier League's global value, its broadcast deals, its commercial gravity, its reach across 188 countries, is not distributed equally across 20 clubs.
Oh yeah, duh.
It never has been. It is concentrated. And it is concentrated around the clubs the world actually follows.
Yeah.
Spurs have one of the largest global fan bases in English
somehow.
Football. Their numbers in Asia, in North America.
Well, I know why in Asia, but I don't see why in North Korea. I'm pretty sure back in the day he was a legendary African player that played for Tottenham. Was it a African? No African player. Yeah, there's another. So I don't know. I don't know no legendary African player who played in Tottenham. So I just don't see how them boys got fans, bro.
Africa. These are not Brentford numbers. These are globally significant numbers. And broadcasters in South Korea, in the United States, are not buying Premier League rights to watch Brentford versus Fulham. No disrespect to Brentford. They are buying it because of fixtures involving clubs like Spurs. Research suggests the Big Six account for roughly 45 to 55% of all Premier League broadcast viewing hours internationally. Remove one, even temporarily. And the next rights negotiation looks different.
Whoa, let's run that back.
Because of fixtures involving clubs like Spurs. Research suggests the Big Six account for roughly 45 to 55% of all Premier League broadcast viewing hours internationally. Remove one, even temporarily. And the next rights negotiation looks different. Sky, TNT, Amazon, they price their packages partly on fixture appeal. A North London derby sells globally. A Tottenham versus Middlesbrough in the Championship is a domestic product.
So is he saying even the Premier League is finna be hurting from Tottenham leaving? Because if a TV deal come and they like, if Tottenham leave, bro, that's 38 fixtures that we're not gonna be paying for. Our last contract we gave y'all, we paid for an extra 38 fixtures with Tottenham included. With Tottenham being gone, they say you getting 38 worth of fixtures less money. Hey, man.
That gap in commercial value feeds directly into the next broadcast cycle,
which
affects every
so when the next
club
deal
in the Premier League. Now, here is what makes this moment genuinely different from any other relegation battle.
He say income. I say, oh my mama, hey, what if they start rigging it up? Hey, if some shady stuff start happening, you know what the Premier League trying to do? They trying to keep them toddy boys up.
Tottenham have not been relegated since 1977. Nearly 50 years of uninterrupted top-flight football. They are one of only 6 clubs to have played in every single Premier League season since 1992. Arsenal, Chelsea, Everton, Liverpool, Manchester United, and Tottenham Hotspur. 34 consecutive years. That record is not just history. It is a commercial asset that is written into every major deal the club has ever signed. Break it, and you are not just losing a season of Premier League football. You are dismantling the
City
single
Boys,
most
where you
important
at?
assumption on which the entire modern version of this club was built. The 2025 to 26 season has exposed something that the new stadium, the big signings, and the constant managerial changes could not hide forever. A 27% probability of relegation according to Opta's supercomputer. And that number moves every single week. Every point from here to May is a financial decision as much as a sporting one.
I know them
The
niggas
teams around
hearts.
them are desperate. The fixtures are unforgiving. And Tottenham are not just fighting for their league status. They are fighting to protect a financial
fighting for their
structure
life,
that took
boy.
decades to build and could unravel across 9 games. The math is brutal. The revenue loss
Bro,
would be
this is
historic.
scary.
The
I'm
commercial
scared
damage would take
for
years
'em.
to repair. The squad would be gutted. That
I
extraordinary
am
expensive
scared
monument
for
to Premier
'em.
League ambition would host championship football. And English football as a whole would feel the aftershock in ways that most people have not even begun to calculate. If you want to understand the business side of football at this level, how the financial rules work, how clubs survive when the numbers turn against them, hit subscribe and turn on
Damn.
notifications.
Hey, y'all, this is a
There
hell
is
of a
lot
video.
more of this coming. And if you were a Spurs fan watching this, I hope I am wrong. I
hope
genuinely
I
do.
am wrong. Go subscribe to Pitch and Profit. Get him to 10,000 subscribers, because this was a class video right here. For sure educated me. For sure opened my eyes to unforeseen circumstances that I realized and consequences that would happen if Tottenham indeed do get relegated. Like I said, this is before the game tomorrow against Brighton. So I don't know if they win or drew Brighton or not, but after seeing that video, hopefully them niggas win, bro. Dead ass serious. I'm rooting for them boys not to get relegated at this point, because the consequences will be unforeseen. It's gonna send a shockwave through Premier League and English football, boy. The Big Six gonna turn into the Big Five. I'm out.